Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review of the movie Mile 22. And I would not recommend watching this movie. I severely felt it as a waste of my time. We had caught bits and pieces of it that had been on like TV, so we recorded it, and we had to get through, of course, the commercials. It was showing of being like 2 hours or whatnot, but it was actually like 90 some minutes. So I'm like, thank God, just powering through the commercials on that kind of thing. This, yeah, it's probably edited for TV, but I mean, that isn't gonna fix any of the problems that I've got with this. I mean, it drops you in. I understand that they're attempting to showcase this team dynamic and how it works, but I mean, it's trying to come off as this kind of capable kind of thriller kind of thing, which has you guessing about what's kind of going on, when it's pretty clear from the get-go, and their only hope of like hiding that is to have Mark Wahlberg just spout a bunch of shit. Like, I swear to God, they just fucking fed some writer, like, this came out in like 2018 or whatnot, and they just fucking fed some kind of writer like as much kind of weird ass shit as possible, and then just let him fucking do it. 94 minutes. Yeah, its budget was 35 to 60. It was fucking stupid. So we see Mark Wahlberg's team going after this kind of house thing. We see Lauren Cohen, Maggie from The Walking Dead, also from Supernatural. Let me see. Yeah, Lauren Cohen. John Malkovich is in this too. Ronda Rousey. Let's see. Yeah, Iko Uwais. He's pretty much a rogue IndyCar police officer. He becomes important as we kind of go on. He was from the Raid. He was decent enough, but he doesn't get introduced until later. But we see them kind of how they operate, doing this whole kind of fighting thing with Lauren Cohen and one of the other operatives looking at this kind of like Russian spy house and how they kind of infiltrate it. John Malkovich being the handler of the mother kind of Overwatch thing that both teams are like all parts away, so that way they can like escape in case anything kind of goes wrong. They are attempting to do kind of stuff, but things kind of go wrong. One person gets like a gun, and then it kind of starts this whole kind of chain reaction kind of thing. This one kid pretty much almost gets like flambéed, but then Mark Wahlberg's character kills his ass, and we see that stuff kind of on the news while he's spouting that like, oh, every place has a battlefield, like, and we're seeing him do this kind of thing with this band to pretty much get him to kind of focus and all that, and we get like info dump on like a lot of his shit, but we see that like some people got killed on that operation. And then like, oh, okay. And it's like an 18-year-old dude, and it's like, you shouldn't do this, but the dude's like, yeah, I don't give a shit, and then does it. And then we see this like Soviet operation is like, oh, okay, this is probably to get these people back for it, and that's pretty much it. We're pretty much brought into IndyCar, where the team is attempting to find some cesium for dirty bombs, and that links up with Lee Noor, who was the contact for Lauren Cohen's character. And he pretty much will tell them the location of the cesium if they get him out to the United States. And we find out that this is all a ruse, and that he is a sleeper agent for the Russians, and that it was a whole thing to take out the Overwatch and the rest of them. However, they don't kill Silva, and instead he is alive and seeking revenge on Lee Noor, who escaped and killed Lauren Cohen's character. Like, I just explained the whole movie. Like, there's some fighting and stuff that kind of goes on, but the action sequences are just not very well done. The camera work is nuts. Whatever they did to the editor to be like, you need to do it this way, screw that. I mean, Lee Noor's scenes, because there were assassins that were sent after him as they're pretty much talking to him to figure out what to kind of do with his ass. Those were pretty well done when you could see what was going on. And then they're just kind of like having Mark Wahlberg just vomit shit, pretty much, that is just like, oh, random shit. He deals with a woman that supposedly has billions of dollars and then just like sets her on the French embassy. I mean, sure. But we don't really get any fucking animosity or anything. Like, we don't get why he would do it. I mean, sure, it's fine to be funny, but I mean, you tie the funny with the character kind of stuff. It would have been interesting if he had like a rival beef with like other Black Ops units in other kind of countries, because he's just kind of a dickhole and doing it just to do for that kind of stuff. But I mean, it's just like the barest minimum. It's like, all right. And Lee Nor, of course, subjects himself to the U.S. Embassy, tells him about the cesium, got it on this. It's got an Ouroboros drive. He pretty much has the code to make sure that it stops to get the location of the cesium. They've got 8 hours to pretty much figure it out. And they've got 22 miles to get to this airport to get him off there. And this one dude, who's pretty much part of Indicar's, like, head government's like, you are making a mistake. Like, sure, there's making sure that there's like compartmentalization. Compartmentalized. I'm fucking that up. Compartmentalized information and everything, but I mean, if you pretty much say, don't trust that motherfucker, he's a Russian agent, that probably would have solved a lot of shit with this film. And yeah, we get Ronda Rousey's character pretty much getting blown up and then blowing herself up to not get killed, but evidently, even though they're kind of fighting, I think that the government, the government there would have fucking been like, no, stop this. Oh, Indikar is the fictional country. Alright. Based on Indonesia. They would have probably not killed her and Dougie and just be like, listen, that's a fucking Russian agent. Stop fucking trying to kill us as we're trying to stop this shit. But of course they gotta amp it up to kind of make it look like there's no reason why they would be fighting these people. It's mainly done to be an action thriller, but the thing is, it is shot and edited in such a way that it really isn't a good action thriller. You don't really, like, it gets towards a certain kind of point where the action scenes aren't really that engaging, they don't really tell much about character, and you can't really see what the fuck's going on in certain instances, and you're just like, whatever, I'm checked out. So they pretty much get him to the field, and then, of course, I pretty much blasted to the end. It's like, this is really kind of stupid. Yeah. I really wouldn't recommend this because it's just, there's barely any character in it. Like, just Mark Wahlberg being an asshole. That's pretty much the extent of his character. They attempt to kind of flesh it out, but it's done in such the fastest, loosest, horribly executed kind of fashion that it doesn't really matter. He's pretty much the main focal point, and every other character is like Lauren Cohen's character, Alice or whatnot, having to deal with this kind of stuff. I mean, they attempt to do the things because she's pretty much divorced from her husband and is trying to be a good mother, but of course she's getting screwed over and all that. Ronda Rousey is just like other kind of person on the team, and like if it wasn't Ronda Rousey, I'd be like third wheel calling her just to be like of the team. And then like Dougie, there's like really no character there. I mean, Lee Norris, there could have been interesting stuff. It's like, oh, he was just a Russian sleeper agent and was here to pretty much take out the team that killed this high-ranking Russian official's son. Which also begs the question, why the fuck would her son be in such a compromised kind of position? But hey, once you start even going on the basic kind of levels of this, you just start picking it apart and it's just fucking done. I just wouldn't recommend it. If you enjoyed it, that's cool. I'm glad for that. I didn't. There are better Mark Wahlberg movies. There are better Lauren Cohen movies. There's better action movies out there. This was just like, hey, let's put all this shit in here and just fucking let it run. It's like, you could have used this Lenore actor dude better because he was Iko Uwas. I'm probably mispronouncing that. I mean, I need to watch The Raid and The Raid 2 because I've heard a lot of good things about it and everything. But yeah, I his action scenes were pretty well done when you could see what was going on and what was going on in the assassin kind of scene. But after that, it was just like your typical kind of action movie kind of stuff, like basic. Like if you showed me a compilation of just like basic kind of ones, I would barely probably be able to pick this out from any kind of lineup. It's not one of those ones that goes into the greats of like John Wick or anything like that where I'd be able to be like, oh yeah, that's from that one. So, those are my opinions on the movie. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.